Hey guys, this is Nightcop 34, and version 2.0 is complete. It's been tested. I've had a lot of issues going on with with some of the new factories trying to get everything to work right. But everything is up and running. I found all the issues, and I wanted to go through and show you all the changes. Now, I do this because when I was playing Factory Farm and I'd get a map update, I'd always download it and get in there, and everything kind of looked the same. I had no idea what they changed, and sometimes that change log doesn't explain anything. I mean, it's like another language. So I just wanted to go through and show you everything that I changed. And the first thing that I changed was this salt factory right here. That rotor blade right here, instead of turning like it is around in a circle, it was doing a 360 around the building. So I changed that. I mentioned that, I think, we mentioned that on Let's Play with Nick in the game. So that was changed. I also added silage as an input to the fertilizer and the seed. And I also, excuse me, I also added new ground signs here. So I added the silage to this right here, and this is the seed. This is what makes seed, because without all those silos in the BGA and out there by the field number 22, all of those, if you're going to make fertilizer, if you're going to make liquid fertilizer, whatever you're making out there, each one of those silos also produces silage. And I had so much silage, I'm like, God, I don't have anything to do with it. So I went ahead and added silage to the seed factory, and also I changed this ground sign. All it said was dump here, and it had a picture of a smiling manure pile. So I went ahead and changed the ground sign there, and also, if you'll see, I added silage. And I just put a list of everything that you can use here to make the powdered fertilizer. And let's see, ground label for fertilizer, got that. Cell trigger ground marker at Heinz. At the Heinz factory, Dragon pointed out, either Dragon or Daniel, they each pointed out, when you were right here and unloading water, and the menu would pop up over here on the left, it would say load fuel instead of load water. And so I fixed that. And I also added, if any of you guys watch Let's Play, you'll know that I didn't have a ground marker right here. It was nothing there. So you just kind of had to guess where you were going to unload at. And so I went ahead and added the ground marker here. Let's see, then I also fixed the fuel area. Let's see, I'm just going through a list. Also, there was a problem at the Anheuser-Busch. So let me get over here. With this water, this trigger here was doing the same thing as the Heinz. At the Budweiser here, you'd go to unload and it would say load fuel instead of load water, or unload fuel, not load fuel. And then this little marker here, when you load water here, you'll see this little marker. It'll start rising up this tube. I added that just to kind of give it a visual effect, so you can just ride by and see where your red marker is. You don't even have to look at the display, really. It kind of shows you what your fill level on your water is on both of these. And this one here was not working. So it was all the way up here before you even put any water in it. So I went ahead and fixed that. And also, and I hope I'm not going too fast. Maybe I'll slow down a little bit. And these are the silos here that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to talk real slow now, I guess. Real slow. So, no, anyway, these are the silos I was talking about. All of these guys, they all make silage. I mean, you got silage coming out your ass. on these silo makers. On what is this? I think this is digestate. Yeah, you get silage, and guess what? You make regular fertilizer. Yeah, you get some more silage, and then you make liquid fertilizer, and you just get piles of silage. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this whole map would have to be filled with freaking animals to use all that silage. So, and then, guess what? You got a silage maker that makes nothing but silage. So that's why I changed the seed maker and the fertilizer maker. Figured, you know, let's give us something else to do with that silage besides just for the animals. But anyway, out here at the Texaco factory, I changed the inputs, or just one actually. Right here, this was it was liquid manure or digestate. I believe this was manure, and this was compost. And I'm like, you know, I got to thinking, and I talked to Daniel and Nick and the gang at Let's Play. I'm like, I don't think those components would make fuel. So we kind of need some corn or some wheat or something. So I went ahead and changed the input here. I also changed the input where when you start loading it, you'll see all three of these tubes fill up with corn. So, and they call that a heap. This is called a heap right here. And oh, that takes so long to line everything up in the... I said 3 tubes. There's actually 4 tubes to each one of these. So if you start filling up liquid manure or digestate, you'll see these 4 tubes fill up. Whatever you're filling. And let's see, what else did I do here? I don't... Oh, another thing I did was, because I had a lot of... And we went over this on the Nick's Let's Play. But right here, this is for storage only. I had a lot of messages and emails and messages on YouTube and about this area right here. The only reason I put it here, because when you start making all this fuel, now it won't hold oil, but it will hold this fuel, these pallets of fuel. You can load those pallets of fuel on the BD trailer, on the product trailer, and you can bring it right over here and unload it. And that will store your fuel. Now, once you unload it here, it turns into liquid fuel. You won't be able to bring the BD trailer or the product trailer back over here where it says drop fuel. This is where you drop it here, and then this is where you would either fill your tractor up or your trucks. You can also bring a tanker over here and fill it up, fill your fuel up. You will not be able to put it back into pallets. So you have to, once you bring those pallets of fuel over here and drop them off where it says drop fuel, it's liquid. I mean, there's no way of getting it back into pallets. So just bring a tanker over here and fill it up, and you can go sell it. You can go take it anywhere you want. You can use it for factories, wherever you want to use it at. So that's the changes there. And also I wanted to point out, a lot of people don't know, when you're using this Texaco factory, you also get forage. I added forage right here. So when the fuel and oil is making, it's also producing forage. So you can take this right over to the cows. So I thought that was a good addition. Of course, I didn't just add that. That's been in the very first version of Factory Farm. And let's see, the Texaco corn. I'm going through my list here. I don't want to forget anything. The fuel storage. Now, I've also switched a lot of factories, and I don't know why, guys, that underneath the video, why it's getting all those cursor images underneath there. Because I'm at full screen here, so I have no idea why it's doing that. But another thing I did was I changed a lot of the products out, because almost 98% of the factories on here takes pallets. I mean, you have to be a pallet-making monster to keep up with all the pallets. So what I've done is I've changed some of the pallet inputs at some of the factories, so you have to use cardboard instead of pallets. And one of the factories, I added cardboard where you need cardboard pallets and all the other stuff. And see, where did I do that? Right here at the Campbell's factory. You no longer need pallets. You're just going to bring the cardboard. And for those of you who don't know where the cardboard factory is, let me show you. If you can get to the center, what I call the center of town, which is right here by my little donut shop, and also while I'm here, I'll show you this. I added a sales point in the last update in version 1.5.2. And this is stuff that a donut shop would need, like coffee, sugar, stuff like that. You're not going to be able to sell, cows and all that here, and mixed fruits and any of that. But anything that a donut shop would need, you can sell right here. Bring it here and sell it as part of the sell. One of the sell points. And guys, I have a lot of problem with English. I can't speak any other language, but English is the one I have the most problems with. So bear with me. But the cardboard factory is here by Silo 2. This is your number 2 station silo, farm silo, and it's right in that same area. And I upgraded this. I changed the color of the building. I gave it a name instead of just cardboard factory. I gave it a real United States of America company, artistic carton company. Make the inside count. So that's the name of the cardboard company, but here's where you'll make your cardboard. And thanks to Ian Scott, I think his name is, he gave me the idea. Ivan Scott or Ian Scott, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right, I'm not over on Facebook. But he gave me the idea because over here, where'd it go? Over here at the board factories that makes boards. Well, you have to take these boards right over here to the pallet factory to make pallets. So you drop off your boards here, and it makes pallets, and you pick them up here. So he gave me the idea of, hey, let's not drop off pallets at the cardboard factory. Let's just drop off boards. So that's what I did. I switched this over, and guys, I am so sorry that this map update has taken so long. I'm not bragging. It's just who I am. I'm such a perfectionist. Everything is so detailed. Everything's got to be right for me. It's got to be lined up right. It's got to look right. And so many times, it took me 4 times to get this exactly like I wanted it. Because I added these little bars here. Now these bars were here in one spot, but I added them here. I just didn't like the way it was turning out. And that's the same way at the rabbit factory and the goat factory or the goat pasture. Everything has to be right before I'll release a map. And I'm not saying that everything's got to be right where there's no errors, because there's no errors in my log right now, but you may find something wrong that I didn't know about. But if I know about it, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to fix it, and it's going to look right. And it's going to look as realistic as I can possibly get it. So again, I apologize. I know a lot of people's been waiting for this update, and I will, as soon as I get done with this video. I've got the map right now uploading to Dropbox. So, and it's processing as we speak. As soon as that is done, and I'm done with this walkthrough, I'll post this on Facebook so everybody can get it. I'm also going to put it on ModHUD. I'm also going to put it on Mod Hoster. So those are the only 3 places I'm going to put it. And I'm going to put a link underneath this video to my Facebook page. So anybody on YouTube, hopefully they'll go and like my Facebook page and get the 2.0 version of Factory Farm. But anyway, so you make the boards right here, and I did speed all these up. Each one of these are sped up. And I believe they were at 10,000 products per hour, and I brought them up to 25,000 product per hour. This is the same thing, 25,000 products per hour, and this one was running at 15,000 products per hour. So, by request of my real good friend Nick from Let's Play, he requested that these things get sped up, so I sped them all up for everybody. So they'll make a lot faster. Now for my map, I'm gonna bring them back down to 10,000 because during the winter time I like doing nothing but lumber and boards, and I don't want to put boards in there and 30 minutes later all my boards are gone or all my wood is gone. So I just like it to run a lot slower. Like it's just more realistic for me. But anyway, let's go back to the cardboard factory. Here's where you make your cardboard, obviously. So you'll pick up your cardboard and you will bring them over to the, let's go back to Mr. Campbell's. And guys, have you seen on Joran's map, on Maverick's new map, he did Campbell's soups, but he did it all himself. I mean, he's got big, huge Campbell cans. I just think it looks so cool. I mean, you cannot compete with Maverick's Campbell factory. This doesn't compete to it at all. This is like the little sister of Campbell's soup factory compared to his, because his looks so authentic and genuine, and I just love those big, huge soup cans. And that's the logo. Instead of having the big Campbell's signs, he's got the Campbell's soup cans, and he did those by all by himself. Not by himself. I mean, yeah, he was by himself, I guess. But I mean, he did those himself. He designed those. I thought that was really cool. But anyway, so here's the input where you put your cardboard. Here, hold on. Let me make sure this thing is. I mean, he did those himself. He designed. Oh, why am I echoing? But anyway. So here's the. I don't know why I'm echoing. Where you put your cardboard. Here, hold on. Let me make sure this thing is. I mean, he did those himself. How's that? Testing. Hold on just a minute, guys. Let me go over here. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Is that any better? Is that any better? Hold on just a minute, guys. Let me go over here. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Is that any better? Is that any better? I'm not asking you guys really. I'm just let me do something else with my audio input. Okay. I'm not asking you guys really. I'm just let me do something else with my audio input. Okay. I'm not asking you guys really. I'm just let me do something else with my audio input. Okay. Testing. Hold on just a minute, guys. Hold on just a minute. I'm trying to fix this testing. What the hell? Hold on just a minute, guys. Hold on just a minute. I'm trying to fix this testing. I do not know what's wrong with this thing. I do not know what's wrong with this thing. Okay, how about now? I'm just talking so I can hear what's going on with the live stream. That's still echoing. How about testing 1, 2, 3? Still echo. Okay, bear with me for a moment. I'm going to switch mics. So bear with me. Okay, is that any better? Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, is that any better? Testing 1, 2, 3. On my end, it still sounds like it's echoing. Somebody let me know, is it echoing? I have no idea. Maybe it's one of the settings for echo or something in here. Let me see. Let me look at the settings. Filter properties. Maybe it's echoing because I was trying to listen. Has it been echoing the whole? Has it been echoing the whole time? I'm so sorry, guys. That's just so weird why it's echoing like that. Makes no sense. Let's see. I mean, I did a live stream the other day. I changed no settings at all, and for some reason now it's echoing. I have no idea. But anyway, as long as you guys can hear me, let's see, we can hear your delayed. Yeah, I know I'm delayed. But let me know in the comments if the echo is so bad where I just need to go ahead and end it and try to set something back up, or if I can continue. Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and continue, and if it's too bad, let me know, okay? It's cool? Okay, good. Yeah, setup, echo reduction in mic settings. I don't have that. I had it in my other mic. I've got a blue mic, and it's, see, yeah, setup, echo reduction in mic settings. Yeah, keep going. Okay, good. All right. So this is where you're going to, again, drop off the cardboard, because you're going to need it not only at the Campbell Soups, but you're also going to need it here at the Marlboro factory, because here what I've done is I've added cardboard, but I kept pallets. So you're going to need empty pallets, cardboard, then you'll need the wheat, or excuse me, the wheat, yeah, bring wheat to the Marlboro factory. You'll need tobacco, and then you'll need water right here. So, and that will make your Marlboro Reds and your Marlboro Lights. Let's see, where else did I put it? Let me bring my list back up. Let's see, Campbell. Oh, at the Del Monte, I also changed the pallets from pallets to cardboard at Del Monte, which is right here on the main strip. So you no longer need pallets here, it's just cardboard. So input cardboard, you know where the cardboard factory is now. And here's the, maybe I should have moved that display. And it's not centered either. I should have moved it like right up here. Maybe I'll move, well, I've already got it uploaded now, but I should have put that display right here. I dropped it over there, because that's where it originally was. I put it over there, but I had plans on moving it, and I forgot about it. I was going to put it right here. But anyway, so there's the changes for the cardboard. It's at Del Monte, Campbell's, and Marlboro factory. You can use your cardboard. Let me bring up my list again. Let's see, repaired input and output products at meat. Yeah, the meat factory. Now with this new update, here, let me, before I even go over there, let me switch windows real quick. Because it's real important that you guys see this. See, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. Now, when you unzip the factory farm, you're going to get all these zip files in there. These are all the mods. I have done a lot of changes. See, I told you I had a problem with English, guys, so bear with me. I've done a lot of changes to these mods. And I've changed the name of some of them. Well, I've only changed the name of, I think, two. The product trailer and the grain trailer. So what you're going to want to do is go into your mod folder and look for the product trailer-Maverick 74. That was such a long name, I hated seeing that in my mod list. So I just cut the name in half, is all I did. So go into your mod folder, find the product trailer. This says product trailer _ Maverick 74, and I think there's another underscore. But anyway, delete it. And then delete the grain trailer. I forgot what it was named, but I renamed those two mods, the grain trailer, the product trailer. Now, the rest of them you can just highlight and drop into your mods folder, but you're going to have to do that. If you don't do that, it's not going to work right on the map, because I've done changes to the mod desk inside some of these. Well, actually, all of these files I've changed. I've taken all of these files and I've put them into one group inside the store. So when you're in game and you bring up the store to buy something, you'll see a Night Cop 34, I think I called it Night Cop 34 products or store products or equipment. That's what it was. Night Cop 34 equipment. And it'll be a logo of Night Cop 34 with the, the police lights, and you'll see that inside the store. And all of these, except for the BD trailer is part of the map. So all of these you'll find in one group in the store. And this animal transport, that's the only trailer you can use to transport the animals to the meat factory. Now you can buy animals with any animal trailer and take them to the goat farm, take them to the animal area, the sheep area, the pig area. That's fine. But if you're going to pick up the animals and take them to the meat factory, you're going to have to use this animal transport multi, because it's the only trailer in here that will go with the liquid trigger that I installed at the meat factory. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Very, very important that you get rid of all the mods from the last update and put these mods in here. I've also added the Convert. That's a real good mod, because when you're in your statistics and looking at the prices, that thing it puts everything in words for you instead of looking at the picture at the top. I hope you understand what I'm saying. When you bring up your main menu and you're looking at the sales prices for all these items, well, this puts a label to it at the top. Also, this M Company graphics, you need that in your mods folder so you can find out how many rabbits you have and how many chickens you have, as far as for the fat chicken, for the breeding, and I'll go over that in a minute. But just make sure you delete the product trailer from the last version, you delete the grain trailer, and the rest you can just Alt-A and highlight it and drag it and drop it over there, and it's going to ask if you want to replace them all. Now you may want to pull this Factory Farm Productions file, this XML file. Pull that out before you do that. But anyway, very important, because if you don't do that, it's not going to be grouped where it's supposed to be grouped, and it'll be... it just won't work right. So anyway, let me go back over here and switch back to the other menu, or to the other window. Okay, so we're back here. So at the meat factory, I installed liquid triggers, so you won't have any more issues with getting the animals to unload. They will unload. So, and you can see how big that area is. I mean, you pull up on that label and you're going to be able to unload it. Now, I use a joystick, so all I have to do is pull up here and, hit my left joystick down on my game controller. But if you use the menu, just look over here on the left-hand side. It'll tell you. I think it's R or X, or I don't know. I don't use it. But anyway, I also added goats to the meat factory. So here's your input for your goats, and you'll have a display for each one. For the cows, and these displays has been in every version, but some people may not know they were there. But you have displays for everything. So when you start dropping off goats, you'll start seeing goats pop up in this in this pen. Now, guys, I want you to remember one thing about the meat factory. These are pieces. When you unload, it's not going to say, if you put in 100 cows, it's going to say 100 right there on this display. It'll say 100. And you're going to get 96, I moved it up for the cows, 96% of the cow in meat. So it's not going to be like other factories where you drop off, a whole bunch of grain, and you drop off some pallets, and you drop off water, and you got 36,000, liters of something. These are pieces. These are pieces of meat. So if it says, you drop off 100, and right here it's going to say, I don't know, 1,200. That means you have 1,200 pieces, separate pieces of hamburger meat, and they're loading them in these boxes. Or you have 1,200 steaks, individually wrapped, and they load them in these boxes so you can take them. I've had a lot of complaints about the meat factory, but I think it's more that people they don't understand, how I've set this up. It's realistic. You're not going to take a cow and get 14,000 pieces of meat off of one cow. You're not going to get that much hamburgers. Unrealistic. And you're not going to get that many steaks. And I've also grouped all these together, as I said in my last live stream. I put all these in order. So, these two are for the cows, the hamburger and the steaks. And then you have the sausage, bacon, and ham for the pigs. And then I've got the lamb for the sheep. This is goat meat here. And if you don't know what, because I haven't named these, I just put pictures. But there's labels on each of these boxes. Like this is goat meat. And you'll see over here that this is lamb. There's labels on all the boxes. And this is rabbit meat right here. So the new inputs is right here. Here's where you're going to put in the fat rabbits. And here's where you're going to put in the fat chickens. You'll get the chickens at the chicken breeding factory, and you'll get the rabbits at the rabbit factory. And with the chickens, here in the back, I've added dock doors, and I also put the pictures above here. This is wings, this is chicken legs, and this is breasts. So out of one chicken, you put one chicken in here, and it's going to show 1 on this display right here. But what you're going to get for that one chicken is a chicken has 2 breasts, it has 2 legs, and 2 wings. So if you were to put one chicken in there, this display is going to say 2, 2, and 2. So that's how the chickens work, realistically. You can't have 50. Each one of these displays can't say 50 because you dropped off one chicken. They're all registering pieces. And it'll show one big piece of one fat rabbit in the display. So it'll show 1. So, and then it breaks it up. And I just wanted to be realistic with this meat factory. And I know a lot of people they send me these messages saying the meat factory, I put in 100 cows, and which I do agree, before this update, the meats were way too low. So they were correct in complaining and bitching about it, because I agree. It was like you'd put in a cow and get 30% of hamburger, when it should have been more like 70 to 80% of hamburger meat. And then you should get at least 60% of the steak area out in steaks, because you got to take off for the horns and the skin and the bones and all that stuff. So, but anyway, so that's how the meat factory works. I've added everything to the meat factory, all the meats. And you don't have to bring the animals to the meat factory if you don't want to. You can go sell them if you want to. So, and to do that, now not the cows and the sheep, but right here at this sales point, and let me show you where I am. Right here is the potato washer, this green building. This is field number 9 right here. And right here I added a place where if you don't want to take your fat chickens and your fat rabbits and I think it's eggs, I think that's about it. I think I put in goats here too. You can bring them to this animal products right here and sell them. Of course, you're not going to get a lot of money for them. You get more money by taking them to the meat factory, but that's up to you. I wanted to give you that option, whether you wanted to hassle with the meat factory or you just wanted to sell your fat chickens and fat goats. So, but to give you an example, you sell a fat chicken, you're only going to get 0.4 per liter, like 40 cents a liter. So it's not that much, because I've changed we went over this on Let's Play, but I've changed all the prices on this map to be realistic. If that pisses some people off, I'm sorry. I just want the map to be as realistic to real life as possible. And it wasn't. I mean, for a load of, Campbell's soup, you could get over $100,000. Well, that's not realistic. So I just brought down the prices, just made them like real life. So Anyway, so let's move along right now. Let's see, cardboard factory, I went with that. The trigger at Campbell's. Let's see, we're at the meat factory. Revised, oh, and this memorial right here. Where'd it go? I redid this memorial right here. I added the Jeep. I added put in a different tank and some cannons. And here's what's cool about this memorial. Listen to this. And a gentleman by the name of Chris, and I should remember his last name, but I don't. Let's see, Chris. I forgot his last name, but I do want to give him a shout out. Let me look it up on my phone real quick. I'm still here. I'm just looking. Well, I can't find it, but anyway, Chris, I really appreciate the input on this memorial. He's the one that gave me the idea of putting the Valor Congressional Medal of Honor. But anyway, this is just in dedication to our veterans, to all the people in the military fighting for our freedom, fighting for our country. So really appreciate it. I salute each and every one of you. But that was dedicated to them. I wanted to add that. And let's see, let me bring back up my, guys, am I still echoing? Let me come over here to the live. Let me know if I'm still echoing. 'Cause that's crazy. I never mess with any settings whatsoever. I did a live stream the other day. It worked out fine. Went in here today, same thing. And now I'm echoing. Like I'm in a tunnel or something. Okay, so the cardboard factory, let's see, marble factory, products at the meat memorial, switch pallets at cardboard factory, the boards, we already went through that, boards input close. Yeah, I put the boards closer to the building as you guys saw at the cardboard factory. Ground sign, the cardboard factory, yep, did that. Water trigger at Campbell's. Oh yeah, at the Campbell's, I made that water trigger because a lot of people were, and when I say a lot of people, I mean a lot of people were complaining that trigger was too small. You really had to get in the right spot at the Campbell's Soup Factory to drop off the water, so I made it a lot wider and a lot longer, so you shouldn't have any problems at all dropping off water at the Campbell's Soup Factory. The Kingsford Factory. Okay, so let's go over to the Kingsford Factory, because I did a lot of changes there. First, I changed the color of the building. I made it red. Because, you know, this building and the cardboard factory looked identical. They were just white. So I wanted to change this up. But I changed the pallets. Here, this says Kingsford coal. But you still need that coal at the birdseed factory. And you need this coal at the Kellogg's. So, and also the fire starter, I just made it, you know, lighter fluid. So that's the changes here. The color of the building and the two pallets are different. And they'll also show up when you load them. They'll show up that way too, because I did all the changes on the product trailer and the BD trailer. And when I say BD trailer, guys, I'm talking about the little brown trailer. So, but yeah, you'll need those to load. Let's see, fire starter. And also, I moved the weaving mill factory. You know, it was out there by the animals, but I had to move it so I could make room for the goats. And most of you will remember the old mill, the old weaving mill. This was out there by the animals. I moved it right here beside the meat factory. You know, I just added this back here for show. This, you know, just loaded some stuff back here, just kind of make it look more realistic. And also I moved the wool storage area. Each one of these you can just put your wool in there. You know, you drive over and it automatically loads it in there. You know, you have to click on unload, but it'll load it in there. When you're ready to take it to market, you just pull back over here and load them. So I put 3 of them here. So if you really want to stock up until the wool prices get where you want it to, these are here, and I also have some at the logistics center. So, but I added those there. And let's see, wool storage shed next to the meat factory. Yep, added. Okay, now for the big changes. And am I still echoing? I'm facing away from the mic right now. Sounds good, Pat. Okay, good. Yes, keep going. Yep, I'm still echoing. Guys, I'm so sorry about the echo. I really am. You know, it's somewhere between. It might be a loosen up behind this computer. Hell, I don't know. Maybe my voice is just echoing naturally. Wouldn't that be cool? Cool. But anyway, for the big changes, and this is what took so long. And I know most of you, and again, I'm so sorry it's taken me so long to complete this thing, but everything has to be right for me. And there's so much detailed work into just adding goats. I mean, it's not just, oh, okay, I'm just going to add some goats. There's like probably 600 different steps you've got to do, and I'm not exaggerating. It's just, it's very difficult when you don't know what you're doing, because I did not know what I was doing. I've never added an animal type to a map. This was the first time. So I had to watch YouTube videos and go through some stuff with Sky Wizard and just trial and error. And more error than trial. Trust me. But I wanted it to look perfect. And if you guys remember, the old weaving mill used to be right here. It was all concrete. Now this is your goat area. And with the goat area, I've also added the water trough. So you can just come right over here. And you're going to own this at startup. A lot of people that was on the servers, they couldn't buy it. So I just made it own at startup. So, and that's another change, because I don't think in version 1.5.2 you owned it at startup. It's just something I just did recently when I was on with Nick and the gang on Let's Play. We brought it up, and there was an issue, so I changed it. So you'll own this. You just fill the water up there. Here's where you'll put your feed, or your grass, not feed. And during the wintertime, most of you know, if you're using seasons, you can't put grass here. You have to put hay. So make sure you stockpile your hay throughout the year. So during the winter, you have hay for the sheep and the goats. But I also added grazing animals to the goats area too. So if there's grass here, I mean, and this is not grass here yet, but when the grass grows up, the sheep will eat the grass, and you won't have to keep bringing grass out here. So I added that. And then here's where your goat wool pallets will be. Now, one thing that it irritates the hell out of me, when you come over here and you click that question mark, it's going to say, hey, this is where you bring this is where your wool pallets end up for your sheep. I've searched everywhere I could think of, looked through all the mod desk and all the files. I can't find out where to change that to goat. So it's going to say sheep, but this is for your goat pallets. And it's the same wool. I mean, the wool pallets will start showing up here just like they do at the sheep. So, but now you'll have wool from the sheep and wool, excuse me. See, I told you I had problems with English. You'll have wool from the goats and wool from the sheep. So, and here's where your sheep wool will end up. So, I moved this over here. The pallets for the wool for the sheep used to be right here where the goats are now. So I just switched it up. And I also moved these silos. If you remember, these silos were right here against this back wall. Well, ever since I'd done it, every time I'd go into the game, it just looked tacky to me. It was just like right up against these huge tanks. And it looks like what I did. I just shoved them in there. And I didn't want it to look like that. I wanted it to look more natural. Here, I think it looks a lot more natural. I also added the sign for the goats right here. So, and you know, when you do that, you have to make all these images. I mean, you have to go into paint.net and make all this stuff. So I'm just letting you know that, not to say, hey, great job, Pat, but to say this is why it took me so long. Because there's so much detail work in just adding, you know, where you don't have to clean up after your goats in here. You're going to clean up after your goats right here. So when they get sloppy, if you don't have that mod, you know, teach your animals table manners. If you don't have the table manners mod, then this is going to fill up with a lot of grass that they spilled over, so you can just pick it up and put it back into the trough. And also I changed this sign to reflect the chickens, the rabbits, and the goats. I added that to the entrance sign. And this is the breeding chickens. So what you're going to do is you're going to buy chickens from the, you can buy them now at the livestock place, and I changed the name to this, to Patterson's Livestock. But you can buy chickens here, bring them over here to the chicken coop area, because I've added enhanced chickens. So now you're going to have to feed and water your chickens. So you feed them here, or you water them here, and I did add the water trough to the water. You'll put your wheat, barley, or corn right there. And if you want to breed your chickens, which is how I'll do it every time, you want to bring them straw, or they won't breed. So you bring in 100 chickens, and they start breeding, and pretty soon you have 200 or 300 chickens. So you can take your chickens once you've accumulated enough, or you don't have to even accumulate enough. You can bring 10 chickens over here if you want to. But what you're going to do is bring and these doors will open automatically right here. These doors, when you pull up to it, they slide open. So you'll bring it in here, and this area right here where that little chicken thing is, that's your drop-off and your pickup. So when it's time to pick up fat chickens, because you're going to bring them here for them to, and feed them and water them, and they're going to produce manure, and they're going to produce fat chickens, big fat chickens. And when you walk in here, you remember the mod I showed you that I said you're going to need this graphic for the chickens and the rabbits. As soon as you walk into this area, that menu is going to pop up on the right-hand side, and it's going to say, okay, you've got, you know, 180 chickens in here, and you've got 54 fat chickens. So you can pick up those 54 fat chickens. You just need the product trailer, or you need the BD Brown trailer. You bring it in here right where that little emblem is of the chicken, and you load your pallets, because they're on pallets. I wanted to bring that up because you can't bring the animal trailer in there to pick up the fat chickens or the fat rabbits that I'm going to show you. You have to use the product trailer or the BD Brown trailer because they're in pallet form. And that's what you'll take over to the meat factory and drop off where the rabbit label is and the fat chicken label. Now the goats, you're going to use the animal trailer. And if you're taking them to the meat factory, you're going to have to use the animal trailer. It's a yellow trailer. If you've seen Joran's map at all, it's that same trailer. But I had to do some other stuff with it for it to pick up the rabbits and the breeding chickens. And I had to take some stuff off so it would work. But anyway, it works on this map perfectly. So, but the goats, the sheep, the pigs, and the cows, you'll use that animal trailer to take it to the meat factory. The rest of this, the breeding chickens and the rabbits, and here's the rabbits, and we're still at the animal area, guys. Here's the cows and the sheep, and so right here used to be those two big trailers, just like this right here. But I removed those to make room for the breeding rabbits. And here is where you drop off your rabbits. You can buy these rabbits at the store or at the livestock auction. And you bring them here and you put it there. You need, it's going to produce manure and fat rabbits. But you're also going to have to put hay and straw. So these will hold like 6 or 7 bales, round bales of hay, and 6 or 7. And I have not tested yet whether this will take the square. I'm sure it will, but I haven't tested it. I do know it'll take the round. But it was at 4,000, which means it would only take one round bale of straw and one round bale of hay, but I just thought that was just ridiculous. So I moved it up to, I think, 20,000. So so you can put 5 or 6 of them. Let's see, what is that? 5 times 4 is 20. So yeah, you can put 5 bales in there and it will hold it. So the same thing with the breeding chickens. When you walk on this platform right here, that menu is going to pop up on the right hand side and tell you how many rabbits you have in this area, how much hay and straw you have, how much manure you've produced, how much water you have left, and then how many fat rabbits. And then you pick up the fat rabbits with the white product trailer or the brown BD trailer. And you bring them here and you load them and you take them over to the meat factory. Or you can take them to the animal products where I showed you earlier and sell them. Of course, you're not going to get a lot. But anyway, this is the rabbit area. I added the little picture to the rabbit area. You know, that's one thing I didn't do is the chicken area. I didn't add a picture to the chicken area. Of course, it's kind of obvious over there, right there at the entrance. But, and then I added this here so you can get in and out. And then I connected it with this right into the cow area. So, anyway, that's the major changes to the map. Let me make sure I'm not leaving anything out. Let's see, animal goats, rabbits, enhanced chickens, breeding chicken factory. I added the grazing animals, added the goats to the meat factory, the rabbits, the chickens, the meat triggers and signs at the meat. Oh yeah, I told you I rearranged them. Let's see, added the water trough to the chickens and the goats, and the well, the rabbits don't need them. I don't know if I could. That's a good idea. I mean, I didn't even think about adding the water trough to the rabbits. Change production speed at pallet factory. Oh yeah, the pallet. I told you about that. I added up the speed at the pallet factory, increased product amount at the meat factory, and then I moved the silos in the animal area, which I think I already told you about right here. Yeah, I did. So, see, this is what happens. I can only remember what I write down, and then I forget to write stuff down, so I don't remember much. So, no, I don't remember when my birthday is. Of course, I don't have birthdays anymore. And here's what you do. You know, if you're young, it's okay. You can say, oh yeah, I'm 21 and a half. But when you get to be 50 or over 50, and I'm 55, actually I'm not, I'm 35, because I celebrate anniversaries. So I just celebrated my 20th year anniversary of my 35th birthday. And that's what you do. When after you hit 50, birthdays don't mean a damn thing. So just go to anniversaries. Pick whatever age you want to be for the rest of your life. That's good. I'm 35 years old, and I'll keep celebrating my anniversary. My 21st anniversary is coming up next year. So, and you're free to use that. I hadn't patented that. I don't have a restriction on it. You can use it. But anyway, also for the 2 people that has talked about adding, like right here, there's a, where's the ice cream? Here it is, the Frosty Delight. They suggested, and it was a good suggestion, and I don't want them to think I just ignored it and I didn't take it seriously, because I did. But they were saying, why not take the ice cream from the ice cream factory, which is way over that way, and make this a selling point? Well, here's what happens. And I thought about doing it. Like at the waffle place, I thought about, hey, that's a great place to sell the eggs, and I can sell sugar and flour. But here's what happens when you bring up that menu. When you're looking at, okay, you've got a hot sale, you know, you got an alert that, hey, there's a high demand for goats at a certain place. Every sale trigger fills that thing up. And after a while, there's just so much there, so many selling points, that it just gets to be crazy. I added the sale trigger to the waffles back here. I put it right there. And then I added an ice cream trigger to the Tasty Delights. And then I added a sales trigger here for flour and sugar and coffee and all that. But when I got into the game and I looked at the menu, I just didn't like it. It was like, that's just too much. So I went ahead and deleted those extra triggers, because with the Frosty Delight, the only thing I'm going to be able to sell there is the ice cream. I mean, to sell sugar is suggesting that they're making their own ice cream when they're not. So, anyway, I took all that away. And I think on the last update, I did mention that I added the ATM machine here at the bank, at Bank of America. And for those of you who are in the United States, you know what Bank of America is. And for outside the United States, you can tell everybody, if you're in South Africa or something, say, hey man, I bank with Bank of America. You know, every day I go by the bank and use the ATM. I bank with Bank of America. You can brag about it if you want to. No problem. We'll even back you up. Let's see what else. Oh, I did move. For those of you who are wondering, there was a white shed. Let me go over here and show you what I'm talking about. Right here. This white shed right here. Okay, that white shed was where the breeding chickens are now. Right here. And I had to move it to make room for this. And in my last live update, or my live stream, you could see this was all concrete and it was just plain looking. And I was going to leave it that way. But then that perfectionist came out in me, and I just, every time I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God, I want to release this map, but I hate the way this looks, because if I had to change all this, because when I changed it, I had a few errors and a few issues in the log, and I had to go find it, I screwed up some stuff. But anyway, I just wanted it to look more realistic. So I added the dirt, and I added the fence, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you go to do it, it is a lot. And I hit one of these triggers and screwed it up, just moving around like this. So I had to figure out what I did wrong. And I saved it. That was the bad part. You can just hit this button over here to go back, undo the selection, but hell no, stupid me saved it. So I had to figure out. And then I couldn't get the doors to open. And I put more color on this. In the last live stream, if you remember looking at this, when I was doing the live stream for, I forgot what I did the live stream for this last time, but I added the wood, the textures, I changed the textures, because this whole thing was just white on the outside, and I wanted to give it a little bit of personality. The door was white, the sides were white, this whole thing was white, and it just kind of blended in with these fans. So I took the texture from the cows here. If you'll see, it's the same texture, except for the door. I wanted the door to be different, and I just put the texture on here to make it, look more like a chicken area. Also, here's where you're going to get your eggs. Now, I changed the way these eggs are, so when you pick up these eggs, you can use them at any factory on this map. So, or you can sell them. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same way, but you have to use the product trailer or the BD trailer to pick up the eggs. And let's see what else. That white shed that was here. I moved it. I deleted the one like this right here. There was one that looked just like that one that was out here by the Marlboro factory, and I deleted it and went ahead and put this one here because I like these sheds better than just the drive-in or the drive-through. To me, is now near the field I like the brown ones because I can just run my tractor and my seeder right in there and leave it. But I just added this here too, or swapped it out with from the other one. So I didn't delete it; it's still there. I'm trying to think of anything else that I changed that's important. Also, the enhanced chickens. Here's where you're going to buy your chickens at the livestock, and you'll drop them off right here in this area. And here's where I am. I'm in between the pigs and the sheep. Well, this is in the sheep area actually. So, and then this little area here, when you come up here, you'll get a message on the left side menu where you can bring up the enhanced chicken menu, and they'll ask you if you want to use these chickens to produce eggs, if you want to do it for breeding, if you want the neighbor's kids to collect your eggs and put it in this little bucket here. It's all up to you. You get to make all those choices. I'm going to use it for breeding, So I get more chickens to take over here to the breeding chickens to get more fat chickens for the meat factory. Also, I did some changes at the logistics center. I added all these extra products to the logistics center. So you can see right here, I've got, here, let me check. I'm probably echoing my ass off here. But let me go over here and check, make sure I'm still, yeah, I'm still streaming. Let's see. And guys, again, I am so sorry that I'm echoing. What just happened? Did I just go offline or something? No, I'm still live. Okay, good. Let's see. Okay. Now, on the logistics center, I added the rabbit meat, the goat meat, the fat rabbits. So you can bring the fat rabbits and the fat chickens, because you'll see on the pallets it's got holes in them because there's actually live chickens and live rabbits in those boxes. Thank God this is an AC unit logistics center. I mean, it's like, you know, your storage areas at home where you can put stuff in storage and you can use the ones that's not climate controlled or the ones that is climate controlled. Well, buddy, I want you to know my logistics center is climate controlled. So you have nothing to worry about. Your chickens aren't going to die. Your rabbits are not going to die. Your cigarettes are going to stay fresh. Your pizza is going to be good because this is a AC unit throughout. So climate controlled. And I got the best management team on this logistics center also. So. But anyway, bring your fat rabbits, your fat chickens. You can stockpile them here before you take them over to the meat factory if you want to. And also the chicken breasts, the chicken legs, and the chicken wings. So those have all been added to the logistics center. Let's see, what else? I think that's just about it. Let's see, what else did I do? I want to say I did something, I added something to the, yeah, I did switch around some of the products to make it more realistic, like the products that you drop off at Applebee's. All those products will be for a restaurant. So you're not going to be able to bring your pizza from Domino's to Applebee's, because that's unrealistic. If they were going to have pizza, they'd make their own. But you can't get pizza at, I don't think, at Applebee's. But anyway, and anything that you could get at McDonald's, you can bring here. Also, the chicken wings and the chicken legs and all that, I have added it to Kentucky Fried Chicken. So you'll be able to drop all that off here and sell it. You'll get the best prices here at KFC also. So, or at least that's how I put it on the mod desk and the map folder. So whether it registers like that. What is that right there? Wait. Look at that. Spotlight. Holy heck. Now see, you get to see an error. Here it is, live, ladies and gentlemen, from the United States of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Here is the, here, let me bring this stuff up so I can get rid of this. Let's see. That's a spotlight just hanging out there for some reason. Let me get rid of it. It's right there, I think. No, it's this one. And see, I have been all over this map looking for anything like that, and I didn't find anything. So, because I've had a couple people saying, "Hey, there's a spotlight just floating over here behind Walmart, or no, it was behind the salt factory." But I got it. So, come on. See how it's slow? Now you know why it took so long. GE is so slow. Let's see, is that? Yeah, that's it. Let me get rid of that. Good thing we came over to Kentucky Fried Chicken, huh? Now guys, let me tell you, the drive-thru at KFC sucks. So don't come over here to the drive-thru and think you're going to get served real quick. Even if you're the one that dropped off the chicken legs and the chicken wings, they take forever. It's like forever, like luggage, you know, it's just crazy. Yes, for those of you who think I'm serious, I'm being a smartass. I'm not serious. There is no drive-thru. I didn't put one in because I wanted to add the selling point here. So, let's see. I think in the last update, yeah, I added all these vehicles. I'm just trying to think. I feel like I'm forgetting a couple of things that I changed, but I changed so much that... Let's see, what else did I change? Oh, I did change the Ian Scott. He told me about this. I changed that. Just put product info. So any of these screens, you can walk up to those screens and that menu will pop up over on the left-hand side and tell you what all your product percentages are. Because I don't know how to put all the graphics in there and make these things work. There's so much detailed stuff you have to do to make those screens work. I just put in product info. Because myself, I just look at these displays. I just always watch my displays. And when you put in products here, as you know, there's going to be heap. This is underneath the ground, so when you bring in products, it will raise up like you're filling it up. But anyway, now I'm babbling because I want to remember anything else I've done. Also, it was brought to my attention that the church was backwards. The front entrance was in the back here. So I don't remember if I did that the last update or this update. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I did add the horses. I added horses here in this area. Right. See, where are we at? Oh, right in here. I put some horses, so horses will start walking around here. I added horses over here, so horses start walking around. I also added horses behind the Marlboro factory in this area. So there's going to be one horse that walks around in this area. And I also changed the horses. And I brought all this up on Nick's Let's Play, but if you didn't see those episodes, here I had horses in Factory Farm that were actually eating the concrete at Kroger's. They would get right in here in this area and eat the concrete. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, those horses are starving to death. So what I did is I just rearranged where they're going to walk. So now they'll all be in the grass area. They'll walk all through here, right near the train. I didn't put them on the train because I didn't want them to get hit by the train. But you'll have a lot of horses in here. I think there are 2 or 3 in this area. I think 3 or 4 in this area. So you'll see them walking around. See, what else did I'm missing a couple of things that I didn't put on my list. Let me bring my list back up. Make sure I got everything. Let's see, I fixed the trigger. Yeah, that was at the last update. The digest date was at the last update. Fuel area and game menu. Yep, I got that. Pallets. Switch pallets at Cardboard Factory. Guys, I think that's it. That is everything. And for those of you who don't know, all these, I never thought it was fair, even in real life, to pay for water on this map. I mean, everybody's looking for a mod for free water. I made every one of these right here. Every one of those are free. You can go up to any of them, including the big tank by the rabbit. And I'll go over here and show you. There's this big tank here by the rabbit breeding area, too. This right here, it's all free. You just pull up and fill your trailer. Because I can go into, this was my way of thinking. I can come and pull down in here and get free water. Why can't I make it more convenient and just pull up to a water tank over here by the store or by the shop and get free water? Now, I didn't do that with fuel. I didn't do it with the 2 fertilizers. But with the water, you get free water at any of those. So if you see one, you can pull your water tank up and fill it up. I sped up the the feel on them, so it's not going to take you forever in a day to fill up your tanks, because I had to speed these things. Oh no, I'm sorry. I had to speed that up from the trailer. So the liquid trailer that's in the mod pack that's with this factory farm, I sped that tank up. It's not the blue tanks here I have to change. It was the actual liquid trailer that I had to change. So let's see, I got that. And I've tested everything on this map as far as the meat factory, and that's what's been holding me up, is this meat factory. Had a lot of issues here, but you will not have any more problems with dropping off animals. Let's see. I'm just trying to think of anything else I forgot. And also, yeah, again, here is where you'd sell your fat chickens, your fat rabbits, and I think I added goats there. I think I added eggs there. I can't remember if I added the eggs, but I'd have to go in and look. Yeah, I think that's it. Here's the cigar factory. I had a couple of messages wanting to know where the cigar factory is. It's Caldwell Cigar. And that is a United States company. Caldwell Cigar Company. It's here in the United States. Let's see. I'm just looking around for something that might jog my memory, since I didn't write it all down, that I changed. Yeah, I did change. Yeah, I think this was in the last update. I put the pallets there, and I changed this over here from fuel to coal. So you're going to drop off the coal here now. And that's from Kingsford, the coal at Kingsford. You know, I don't know if anybody even notices this, but right here on the road, I've got these billboard signs for Marlboro, to let you know, hey, you're heading in the right direction. Marlboro's down ahead. And I also put one at the other end, too. Just letting you know, they're there. There's another one right here, like a little billboard road sign. Let's see. I think that's it. So grazing animals, the water troughs, enhanced chickens, breeding rabbits, goats, all that's been added. And guys, I really, really hope you enjoy the map. If you have any issues with it, I am a message away on Facebook. I'm an email away. You can message me on YouTube, and I'll get it, and I'll get on it. I just always hated when I'd get a map and something wasn't working right, and it wouldn't load right. I had no idea how to get a hold of the map creator. I'd go back to ModHUD and put a message in there and never hear a thing back. And I never wanted to be that way. I figure if I'm going to do a map, I'm going to be available for people to tell me, hey man, great map, or this map sucks, could you please fix this? So I'm a message away, and I will get on it. Your message will not be ignored. I just hope I don't have to come out with version 2.2, because, you know, FS19's coming out in, what, another week or so? Of course, I won't get FS19 probably until February or March, because it's going to probably take that long for them to come out with the scripts, so I can convert this map over to FS19, if that's even going to be possible. We don't even know yet. Me and Maverick's been talking about it, so, but if they come out with the script to convert older maps, the FS17 maps, over to FS19, which I don't see why they wouldn't. They did it for 13, 15, and 7. Hopefully they'll do it for 17. And if they do that, I'll convert this map over. The graphics will be a lot better, because it'll be on a different graphics level. Hopefully they're going to, you know, update GE, so it's a lot better. But anyway, guys, that is the walkthrough. That is all the updates I did. Didn't mean to bore anybody if I did. If you liked the video, please like the video. Give it a like. It does help it rank. It helps it. People playing Farming Simulator, it helps show up in their YouTube. It helps a lot of people. I'm not trying to sell nothing here. I'm not trying to do anything except show you what I've done on this map. So if you can give it a like, if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to it, because you never know when I'm going to jump on here and do a live stream. Because I might go in here and change some stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do with this map. But I'm going to play it for a little while and see how everything goes. and I may want to change some stuff. I don't know, but it should be okay. Like I said, I tested everything, all the changes that I've made, and some that I didn't. You know, I even went and, you know, just tested some of the factories like Del Monte and Ocean Spray, just to make sure everything was working. Also, this, you know, let me check this before I up, because yesterday the crane broke, because it'll just break on its own out here. Oh, golly. Did it break again? I just fixed this last night. This crane right here. Let's see if the other one's broke too. So I'm going to have to take it down from... Alright, so the one I just loaded on Dropbox that I was fixing to post, that's going to have to wait. I'm going to have to go in here and fix... See these cranes? I don't know why they do that. I don't even touch them. And you launch GE. That's all you got to do is launch GE and they'll break. So that's how irritating GE is. So both of these are down, so I'm going to have to go in there and import these things again so that crane will be up there where people can use it. So I'm glad I thought about that, because it broke yesterday, or I saw that it was broke yesterday, so I fixed both of them, and now I got to fix them again. So as soon as I get that done, it shouldn't take me but about 30 minutes, and I'll have the link on Facebook, Mod Hoster, and Mod HUD. So guys, I really, really appreciate you working. Again, if you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, don't dislike it. Just close out the window, please. But please subscribe to my channel, and you guys have a super blessed evening.